business from a different point of view as from the Pilates teacher's perspective. Because if you look at business as a Pilates teacher, you will not see all the things that we need to manage behind the scenes. And that in the end, if you're a business owner, you have to be the chief executive officer, you have to be the CEO, you have the chief financial officer that also has to work in there, which is you as well. You have to understand the finance and the numbers, that you have to be the marketing officer as well in there, that you have to manage all of these tasks and all of these responsibilities and the management of your studio. And then you are, of course, the artist and the executor in there doing the hours and doing the work in the studio and outside the studio. So we're really on all aspects very much challenged all the time. And it's totally normal that you are going to face overwhelms over and over again over time when all of these roles are coming together at once. When you can do each of those roles very specifically for certain tasks, it's fine. But when suddenly you have to play the CEO, the CFO, the CMO, and the manager, and you have to do all these hours all day in the studio, it just gets too much. And that's totally part of the process. And I know we are all aiming for work-life balance because that's the ultimate goal. But there is no business owner I've ever met who is going to tell me or has told me that there is such thing as work-life balance when we are building a business. When we are building a business, and I'm not saying in a negative way, but it really is a for you to start somewhere, to take it to the next level, and to expand it to a profitable size. That doesn't mean big. It means profitable with good margins, which will then allow you to delegate some work. And which allows you then to only do what you really like doing. And you can then give the stuff you don't like to someone else to do. But it takes a certain growth. It takes a certain sacrifice eventually to get there. Or it takes a lot of help. If you partner and you have a lot of help in your business, it does make the whole process and the whole journey much easier. And we're going to go over the few parts that we looked at last week, and then we're going to continue with what we call the seasons in business. Because like in nature, we have seasons in business. And these seasons help us more or less to do better business, or easier business, or faster business. And then there are seasons where we're going to go slower in the business, but we're going to go stronger in the business. So we have to understand that we ourselves in our business are maybe in a certain period of seasoning, and we need to respect that. If we don't respect the season that we are in, then we're going to overexhaust ourselves and we're going to overwhelm ourselves, because the energy and the circumstances you're in are not really helping and supporting the growth process that you are asking your business or you're asking yourself to complete. So it's important that we are finding alignment, we're finding some sort of balance, but it's more an alignment and balance with life, with the forces of life, and with yourself and your ambitions.